Hello, everybody. So we have some interesting news just now coming out about the upcoming contracts. This is one thing we've been really speculating a lot. The Browns have a lot of guys they could look to extend as soon as this summer with Denzel Ward, Nick Chubb, Wyatt Teller, and Baker Mayfield. Now, if you have not already, please go check out the interview I did with Jake Burns from the OBR. We talked a little bit about this, and specifically with Denzel Ward and Nick Chubb. But this coming out, Baker Mayfield's agent says he's expecting something will be done this summer. And I wanted to talk about this for a few reasons. Number one, is this legit? Okay, I think this is the question you really got to ask yourself, because when you look at the 2018 rookie quarterback class, you got guys who are all going to need contracts, specifically when you look at Baker, Lamar, and Josh Allen. And to me, this is something that's been brought up a lot, and that's who's going to blink first, because with the TV deals coming into play here soon, as well as other things, the cap room is going to go up, right? So guys are going to want bigger numbers. Now, once one goes down, the dominoes are going to fall. If Josh Allen gets paid first, then Lamar Jackson's going to want that plus more. So I think, first of all, as far as is this legit, are they actually expecting a contract to get done this summer? I hope so. I personally am on the sign Baker now train. I think this summer is really your perfect opportunity for the reasons I stated. Your cap room is going to be going up drastically. We can debate how much, but compared to what it is now currently, during COVID and all this stuff, compared to where it's going to be so much higher. And honestly, I think when you look at Baker right now, so he's been in the NFL for 3 years now. He had an outstanding rookie year. Fantastic. Broke the rookie passing touchdown record, which has now since been broken by Justin Herbert. But at the time, broke the passing touchdown record. Took the 0-16 Browns team to a 7-8-1 record, and he also did not start in the first 3 games, so I would factor that in. 2019, 6-10. Not good. About as, I think, 21 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. Not good at all. Freddie Kitchens, disaster. Just bad. All around bad. And then in 2020, had a fantastic season. Browns go, 11-5, get to the playoffs, beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Yes, you lose to the Chiefs, but you make the playoffs for the first time in forever. And in the back, I want to say maybe, 8 games or more, 7, 8 games, Baker Mayfield was a top 5 quarterback statistically in the NFL. Now, that's not to say that he faced the toughest of the toughest defenses, but I'm saying this notion that Baker Mayfield has had one good season, and it was this past year, is not true at all. Because of how bad 2019 was, people write off how good he was in 2018. So yes, 2 out of 3 years Baker's been really good. I think last season, when you look at just the back half of the year, he was great. Like I said, top 5 quarterback numbers. So to me, going into 2021, the offense is staying the same. What's changing? What's changing is he's going to be with the same head coach, offensive coordinator, for 2 years in a row for the first time. And I believe the offensive line is going to be, I think, even a lot better than last year, with last year's rookie 10th overall pick, Jedrick Wills. He switched from right to left tackle. He's going to have now his second year, and he's going to be way more experienced. He's not going to have to learn on the fly. I think he'll be way better. And I think Joel Bitonio, he's good already, obviously. But I think with Jedrick Wills' improvements, I think he's going to be that much better. J.C. Tretter's J.C. Tretter. He got the heart of a lion, works his butt off, fights through injuries. He's going to be fantastic. And Wyatt Teller was fantastic last season. Took a right guard spot where we didn't know who was going to start to having the best guard in the NFL. And, people might look at that as, oh, well, he doesn't really need to achieve much more. He's got a contract coming up. And whether if it's with Cleveland or with somebody else, he's playing for that contract. So assuming the Browns don't sign him this offseason, and I don't expect them to, that's just me personally. I'm not expecting a Wyatt Teller contract this offseason. He's playing for that. And he's going to want to get paid. He was traded from Buffalo. John Dorsey, one of his greatest moves as the Browns GM, and we know he swung and missed on a lot of them, but some of them he knocked out of the park. Wyatt Teller is going to be motivated. I think he's going to be just as good, if not better. And Jack Conklin, he's outstanding. And, we have Conklin, I want to say, another 2 years at least before he can get out. But he's going to want to be good, and he's going to want to put up his numbers. So I think he'll be better. Second year, same offense. Guys are going to gel more, even more. So I think the offensive line is going to be better. And Baker, I think, is going to really continue that back half of 2020 through the 2021 season. I'm expecting MVP-type numbers out of Baker Mayfield. And you look at the offense. I talked about the offensive line. Odell Beckham Jr. is coming back. It seems like maybe they can get on the same page. When it comes to your tight ends, Austin Hooper in his second year, going to be expecting a lot more out of him. David Njoku has greatly improved as a blocker, so I think he fits into this offense a little bit more. And you can use him as a different style of weapon. And Harrison Bryant, coming into his second year, I expect big things out of him. I really do. I think he's going to be the number one tight end here maybe next year. Not next year, but the year after next year. So there's a lot of things. And, wide receivers, Anthony Schwartz, y'all know, not a huge fan of that pick, but he brings a different element. He brings speed. And if he can get himself where he needs to be with the other issues, catching the football and route running, if he can become at least decent, he can be useful for the Browns this season. And my favorite 6th-round draft pick of all time, Donovan Peoples-Jones, is in even better shape. And I think he's really, really going to take a big step this next season. So I'm expecting Baker to be very good this year. Very good. I think he's really going to shut up a lot of the haters, because the reality with Baker is people listen to these talking heads, and the talking heads don't actually watch the games a lot of times unless it's a prime time, and they look at stats and they look at the hot story. And the hot story is the Browns have been the doormat of the league for so long, it's easy to keep them there. And so many people want the Browns to fail. And, if you're a fan, you might be saying, no, that ain't true. But with the media, it is true, because it's an easy narrative that they can keep going to over and over and over. And I think this season, Baker's really going to end that, because people don't realize how good he was the back half of the year. But if he can continue that, not just over one half of the season, but throughout the season, it's going to be really good. And a big part of that is Odell Beckham Jr. Listen, he gets eyes, okay? People are going to watch Browns games just to see number 13. So if they can get on the same page, I really think that's going to help Baker, because if people see highlights of OBJ, because he's a highlight maker, people are going to see what Baker can do. And I think if you sign Baker this offseason, you're going to get him a lot cheaper on a bigger discount than if you were to sign him next offseason. And like I said, I really do think it would be in Baker's best interest to take more of a team-friendly deal. And I know that's easy to say for every fan base. But with Baker, I think it's really best for him to have a really good offensive line. In 2019, the line was horrible. And I'm not saying he needs to have the best offensive line, but if Baker takes a little bit of a discount and you can keep a guy like a Wyatt Teller, I think that's smart for Baker to do. So Baker's agent says that he's expecting a contract to get done later this summer. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that's legit? Will it get done? Is it just a smoke screen? Let me know. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.